So I've got life's tough questions for you.
Would you rather always have to wear a headband on your head and pop your collar, or always wear flared pants that cover your feet and have the top 3 buttons of your shirt always open? I don't even know what to do with this one.
Yeah.
I think in the first instance with the headband and the pop collar, you're pretty much signing yourself up for an entire lifetime of people thinking quite justifiably that you're a complete wanker. There's no way around that. The second scenario, as much as I detest fashion from the 70s, you're trading pretty hard on the idea that 70s fashion might eventually come back into style, which it may well. And so if that's the case, you're pretty well set up for it.
Yeah, that's
If it doesn't, then you're stuck looking like a reject from that movie Studio 34 that I saw years ago. 34? 34. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
54.
54, thank you. 4.
It was a 4.
It was a 4. Anyway.
Well, eventually it has to get back to the 70s.
Does it? Well, I mean...
Well, I mean, it would be the 70s in a different century.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But eventually you could still be in the 70s, depending on how long you live, I suppose. But
I feel like I don't have the natural level of undeserved self-confidence that I would need to carry off a headband and or a pop collar. I just don't have that level of like unjustified self-confidence. So it wouldn't look right. So give me the flared pants and the top 3 buttons done up.
Well, for me, I'm thinking the headband, I sweat a lot. And it's something that when I'm thinking headband, although they're supposed to, I don't know if they're supposed to absorb sweat or what they do, but I think I sweat more when I've only ever worn headbands more of a joke when I'm doing some kind of skit or something.
Yeah.
And I find they actually make me feel like hot. I feel more sweaty in a headband. Or maybe they're doing their job, I don't know. Point is, that would bother me. Versus flared pants, I actually own a couple of pairs of flared pants. Not like crazy flared pants, but also a pair of jeans that flare at the base. I actually prefer when my pants cover, because I wear laced shoes. And I actually like to cover up the laces so I can't see them. So call it terrible fashion if you will, but I actually prefer to have slightly wider at the base. It's easier to get off too. So I actually like having the flared pants. The 3 buttons undone. I don't wear a tie or anything in general. So I just see that as I'm going to look like I'm not a very hairy person. I've probably got a really pale chest. But I just see that as a way to just be more breathy. It's going to be great. Open up my buttons, breathe a bit more. Flared pants I'm already cool with. I'm going to have to lock in the flared pants and the buttons. Not to say that I'm currently doing that, but yeah.
You seem pretty happy with the idea.
I feel like this is kind of being tailored just for me, maybe? Nah. I like that though.
This one I really had to think about while you two discussed it. I think I would have to go wear a headband and pop my collar. Because I guess I never wore shirts with popped collars. I always kept the collar down, so I might as well see how the other half live. And yeah, and a headband I could work with. Because I have grown my hair long, so that may come in handy with holding my hair back. Even if it was like a terry toweling sort of fluoro tennis headband, like the tennis players wear, I could still use that.
Because that's what I was thinking. How does a headband work? Do you have a hole like you can stick your...
Well, I think it's sort of like if you have your hair down, and I'm assuming the headband would sit like this, sort of like around like that, just to stop your hair from coming into your face.
I picture it differently.
Because that's how I wonder. Yeah, because sometimes you see that in tennis. They've got the different styles.
Yeah. That's how I interpreted it. Or even if it was just across the forehead, kind of like bandana style.
Yeah, that was
it
what I
would
was thinking.
Still kind of act as a way of keeping the hair out of your face. So I would go with that. And yeah, pop my collar. I know it kind of has a lot of... there's a lot around that about the sort of person that rocks a popped up collar. But I guess I just have to deal with that. Mainly because I think 3 buttons... undone, I think says a lot about your confidence and stuff.
It's a lot of buttons.
It's a lot of buttons. There's potential nip slip there. And I don't think I have that kind of body confidence to show that much. Also, I think at least if it's cold, I also have the option to like at least I can have my buttons done up if it's cold. I feel like if it
That's true.
if it's cold and I have to have my 3 buttons undone, that would be quite annoying.
Very bold. Very bold.
Flared pants, I'm not much of a fan of either. I've had jeans in the past that have been boot cut, so they're kind of flared but not fully flared. And no, I don't like them. So yeah, I think based on that, headband, yeah, I think I could rock, and I think, you know, I'd just look like one of those, I'd just look like any other like hipster dude with long hair. Like I should probably be a barista or something.
Yeah.
And just the pop collar, I guess I would just have to deal with like the pain out that I would cop from that. I'll just deal with it.
That's why I've got life's tough questions for you.